Unbelievable. Yeah, you can hear me, but then you're all gone. I'm gone now. It's making me, this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. If you guys are on, if you found me again, bear with me. I'm getting to the live that you guys are on, this third one for the day. And now we're in a third live. Is everybody in her now? You're in the right room now. Everybody's in the right room now. This is ridiculous. Okay, I'm going to go as quick as I can because I think we may not. Yes, honey, but I've been using my iPhone for 5 months. It's not the iPhone. And YouTube even kicked me off my channel on my and I ripped my glove. Bear with me, guys. Give me a second. Let me put a new glove on. No, my iPhone's not removed from the holder. I haven't changed anything. I know everybody wants to help. I didn't change a thing. We have had huge buffering issues here. I had no internet at all yesterday to be even be able to do this live. And yesterday it was working for 15 minutes, buffering for 20 minutes, working for 15 minutes, buffering for 20 minutes. So I'm going to do this piece really quick. Then I'll try to fiddle with the one that I wanted to fiddle with, but I think you should see what I'm doing so at least we see the process. No, there's no holder pressing down on any button, John. I'm very aware of that. That was one of my first rookie mistakes I made in the first month of doing my lives. That wouldn't make YouTube kick me off my channel. It's literally kicking me out. I'm seeing on my laptop next to me, the screen is black. And then the first time it wanted me to go to an account that only has 55 subscribers. Yeah. All right. So let's get to what we were doing. So this piece, remember I had the purple and the snapdragon on here. Now I'm going to pour a little more color underneath these. But then this particular one here where the hydrangeas are at, I kind of planned on trying to press the flowers a little bit neater for you guys, but things happen. And then I'm probably going to put something like this down on it. It doesn't weigh that much. Told me I don't have any what? You didn't have any videos on your channel there for a minute. Yeah, well, it might have made you go to the other channel. Casey said something. I can't, it's YouTube. YouTube's really struggling. So, okay, let's get to business here. So, what I'm doing different this time around in that other piece, which is here, the one we're modeling this after, right? I laid down the leaf wet and poured the color underneath it. And this, I put the twinkling H2Os and a thicker paste on the back of the leaf so we know those veins are going to be identified. Okay, now I'm going to make some liquid colors. We're going to pour over these and we'll see how this works. So I'm kind of simulating what I did on my other one. I do like that chestnut brown, pink grapefruit. Yeah, pink grapefruit and the I'm bummed about my favorite brush, though, darn it. I thought for sure I'd gotten it clean. Oh, wait a minute. Did it hear me? All of a sudden it's soft again. It loves me again, but I don't need it right now. Yay. I saved my brush. That's always good. You never want to get rid of a brush. Okay, so under here, let's put a little pink grapefruit because we do like what that gold did. Okay, now all I did was take trying to find the paintbrush that I was going to use for this. Come on. Yeah, here we go. It's just a flat brush. Plain old flat. So I scooped a little bit of the pink grapefruit in all the water that puddled up in the top, right? So it's in the bottom of that cup. I'm going to scrape more. That's a lot of mica. You see how sparkly it is, right? I have such a talent for, what did she say? Well, okay, so it's hard to see in here, but we got this cup of this material. Now I need a lot of water in here, and I'm struggling to find my container clean water, so I'm actually spritzing. Now here's the thing, I think if I started making these and selling them, if I could really figure it out, there would probably be a recipe of so much color to so much water to guarantee so much saturation. We're still in that experimental stage, kids. So now her grasses, of course, have lots of veins, so she could pour the color. My challenge is going to be, how do I get the color to go up underneath this leaf that I've already started this with? How do I get it to take? Do I just kind of do what I did there and kind of start to let it run? Like I'm tilting it back and forth. That's kind of interesting. Not much of that's interesting. That pink grapefruit hasn't come out from underneath that leaf yet. And I think by now it would have. I know that we're going to get some kind of stem reaction, but I'm going to put more of that pink grapefruit and I'm going to tilt it forward. So maybe that color. Now, if I have my brayer here, even though it's pretty technical, I don't want to ruin my stem there. I could lightly brayer just to make sure that that wet paint is distributed that I put under there. Or use something to press down on it, even if it's just the back of the brush, making sure that contact's being made again as I'm putting more color in there. So again, this doesn't have anything in it yet. And we can already see we're getting those beautiful brown chestnut veins. So a little bit of pink grapefruit in there is not going to hurt that at all. This one is the one that has the pink anthurium and the chestnut. Look at that color combination. That is definitely pretty. I like the pink anthurium and the chestnut best of all so far because it's given us that beautiful reddish glow to the chestnut. Okay. But wait, there's more. I'm going to keep pressing it down because I want that pink grapefruit to make it all the way from stem to stern, right? Stem to stern. Make sure it's pressing all the way through. All right. I'm going to put another color through here. Now this has some snapdragon. This has jasmine. I'm going to go right to Purely Pigments and not fart around with it. I'm going to put a little bit of Peribelle in there. Can you hear me? Everybody's asking about the sound. I'm going to put some of the Purely Pigments. The Peribelle is a nice periwinkle blue. And that's a few drops in there. Good, you can hear me. Good, everybody can hear me. And then we're just going to add some water. There's plenty of shimmer from the snapdragon and the jasmine, so I don't feel the need to make this shimmery. Now, to be really careful, let me see if I can find my skizzers here. Where are my skizzers? I'm not doing too bad. This is the third broadcast. Okay, just to be safe, I'm going to trim off these stems here. I don't need them in my way. I don't need that stem there. So this leaf can go. This leaf can go. Now we can get to the back of my wonderful flower. And I'm going to pour a little bit of the Perryville in here. Give it a mist. I know I'm doing this a little bit too literal. But I just love hydrangeas. I love how beautiful they are. And then I'm going to just press this slightly because I'm hoping my pattern transfers, right? So now we have jasmine, snapdragon, and a periwinkle blue. Okay. So to make it really feel like we're playing with green leaves, I promise you we're going to put some green in here. Let's get some of the olivine. I'm going to just scrape some of this olivine primer element. Now remember, the only difference between this and an acrylic paint is the binder. And I wish I had my sample. Yeah, I told you at the beginning of the broadcast, Jasmine knocked a glass of water, a bottle of my container for my brushes, on the top of my calo lay I did for you guys. And so you can't see the feathery, beautiful shimmer that you get from a watercolor that just doesn't come from an acrylic, because an acrylic is going to dry with kind of a plastic sheen. It's just the nature of the acrylic. Okay, so I'm going to just pour some green around all of this to kind of give it a little bit of a green cast. Let's add a little green in here. Now is when we're going to get a little artistic. It's okay if it goes out a little bit. This is already giving me a hard line. I don't want a hard. Ooh. Okay, there was something in that brush we don't want. Some kind of blue. Let me get the hard line off with my actual paintbrush. Here we go. I just want to soften whatever that brown hard line is starting to come up. And then another green, I have my key lime here. I stuck it in some I couldn't believe it, but whatever I had with my wet tub of water, it worked. And it must have just been dry paint on the tip and it wasn't ruined by acrylic, thank goodness, because I was using these with watercolors last time. And so I thought it was odd it would have that hard tip. What did you miss out on? I guess they're missing out on something. Okay, let's add a little key lime in here. Get a little bit of some green going in here, some limey green. A little bit of water to turn it, and it's, I know you can't see it, but these paper cups are easier to use, and it's just really juicy, 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 juicy. Lots of water in that. I know I'm going to lose probably the special colors there because I'm incorporating green. Yeah, this color will be really pretty with those leaves. So just, oh wow, we're getting a lot of color in here. I'm starting to see a lot of color. I'm still going to make the green kind of try to sneak up underneath. If you notice, I'm not pouring it directly under there. I'm just trying to get it to kind of surround itself, create a pattern, make it loose. Considering this is the third broadcast, I don't think we're doing too badly. Here's a little bit more of that key lime I'm going to bring up here that went on the back of this leaf. Just kind of spread it around. Put some more key lime in here and get it to kind of, because water goes and paint goes where paint's already been. And so what's going to happen is this key lime is going to want to collect around where the water's already gone, right? Where the liquid's already gone. Getting this canvas spritzed well. But I'm trying to be careful and leave my little purple flowers alone. We'll see how lucky I get. Oh my God. You guys are wonderful to be able to hang with me in this completely crazy broadcast today. Oh, this is probably going to form hard lines, but we know how to fix them tomorrow. All right, guys. So here's the deal. Considering we've had to do 3 broadcasts, I think it's smart that I cut my losses at this point, okay? It's so much fun. I think somebody put the link up there. Her name, yeah, I'm already liking how it's changing, and it hasn't even been a few minutes. So, Katarina is her name, Art by Katarina. Evelyn, everybody's got such different foliage out in their backyard. And then she comes back, art by Carolina. Thank you very much, John. She's on Instagram. And then she'll come back and touch it up. But one point, there we go, art by Carolina. Good thing I show this, Anna Carolina. I show this to you guys in advance. It actually goes pretty quick, and then you have to be patient enough to sit and let it do its thing. But here's the thing, and I'm thinking about like weeds that grow in my yard where it's got one little stem and then it looks like these little pops of seeds popping out of the side of it. Okay. When the paint surrounds around that kind of texture, natural foliage, okay, you're painting with nature. I mean, it would be a rare botanical Wikipedia artist that could even come close to what nature can do, painting itself if you let it. So I'm going to recap what's going on because we have people that came in late. Basically, we're creating 45 artist box. There'll be a limited amount. They're going to have a $450 value. I'll be pricing them at $375. And there are hundreds of these samples sitting here from the last 19 years of colors that I make. Like this is one when I made the Ceylon cinnamon, and now this is only a half a tub of Ceylon cinnamon. And we know that Kathleen Mefford already has her dibs on this red one. She's claiming this is hers. Basically, so what we're going to do is I'm putting up the box, the Get Mystery boxes this weekend. There'll be 45 of them, $375. Gift cards will not work, but your 10% discount code will. You can also do it with Klarna. And we'll be adding pigments from here, mistakes maybe from the lab. We're going to pack in some moon rocks. I have an entire tub that's too heavy for me to pick right now. Prison pour samples I've made over the years. We'll just pack this box full of stuff, and I think that's the way we're going to raise the money. Like I said, I've got hundreds of these, and I might as well let you guys try some colors that never made the cut, or maybe I had 2 that were too similar, right? So yeah, we're going to pack some moon rocks in there. And then the future of the Vivid Art Fluid and Polypore with the sets, they're going away. We're only going to be doing the pigment sets. The price of the deep base is gone through the roof. And so we are discontinuing Prism Pour, Casey. We're going to cut it down to 24 colors, basically some metallics like your, rich amber, Mayan gold, ambrosia, some of the interferences, stuff that's harder for people to make. And then I'm going to do a recipe book so you guys can make your own deep base paint. Because the whole point of the Prism Pour was to make the baby bloomers, the people learning the bloom technique and swiping with cell activators, a deep based paint. Well, now the pendulum's kind of swinging back to the middle. People want more. I brush paint with it, but not everybody does. And so I figure I'll come up with a little recipe book, and with the Purely Pigments, you can learn how to make your own cerulean blue if that's what you want, sweetheart. Well, then order them while you can, because I'm not going to put them on sale. There's no reason to, but we just can't absorb the cost of the deep base and keeping up 119 colors in the line. That's just too many. It's just too expensive. And eventually the Vivid Polypore and enamel will also go away. So if you want them, get them. But I can also teach you how to make your favorite colors. Don't worry about this. I'm not going away. We're going to create a little recipe book. Okay. So Yeah, I mean, if you guys have been buying deep base, you've been watching to see how expensive it is. Oh, Sharon's already playing with her PEs today. Great. Well, guys, I'm not going to take any risks that we get cut off and I have to do a fourth broadcast to say goodbye to you. So I am so sorry, guys. Oh, Patty got her neons. Awesome. Um, anyway, I'll see you tomorrow, 9 a.m. like normal. Let's hope we have good internet, right? And that YouTube will not be knocking us off for 3 times during a broadcast. And I appreciate you showing up. Love you guys. I just have to figure out a good photo for the mystery boxes. I have to go out and find a picture of a mystery box and put it up there for sale for you guys. There will be only 45, so you're going to want to get yourself in line and get them in order. Talk to you soon. Hugs and kisses. Bye, guys. See you tomorrow.